aspect of that is they talked about the game, they talked about the different matchups with Maple and really just like understood how everything works. Heatsdor is the reason why, like, low-key, whenever any Arizona player is up against a Maple, like, I'm like, upset? Upset's gonna happen? Maybe? Because they definitely understand what Maple does.
Oh, completely. But right now, we do have to see a sad moment where the carpool has to kill itself.
Yeah. No,
So one person does not get to move on from here.
No.
And Chompers and SBS would have to go into Durai.
So Durai beat both of these players.
Huh?
Durai beat both of these players.
Yes.
Right? So like that actually means that they're fighting for the right for the run back. And they're essentially, Arizona is choosing its champion right now.
They're just staring at each other intently, just...
Okay. Steven was staring deep into Chompers' soul and selecting Orcane over and over again.
Trying to put fear, knowing that you don't want this.
Just letting him know that there is greater evil that lurks.
The one thing, too, about this matchup coming up between these two players is that with Chompers and SBS, if SBS goes Clairen, if SBS does get blown up heavily from Etalus, Clairen also blows up Etalus. So it becomes a situation of whose punish game is better. But seeing how these two have been playing tonight, I can't give you a clear answer who's going to do it. SBS has just been solid in recovery.
I do know that, like, my understanding of, like, the AZ local scene is that, like, SBS is usually clearly, like, ahead as #1, but, like, Chompers is one of those players that, like, can really put up a fight, can take sets off of him, like, can do well. So I wouldn't count out Chompers at all. Yeah.
Oh, completely. I'm an Etalus enthusiast every day, so I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
If I can see an Etalus on screen, I'm happy. Biggest thing right now, though, is that Chompers, once he finds his way, oh my god, going for that OP, down there already, trying to cheese this.
And, oh.
There it is. So the thing about the situation is, SBS has the optimal way of play is where you have to be platform camping. Once you have that lead, do not be afraid to use it just to form the make the Etalus nair bad, dash attack bad, and punish it.
Right.
That's what SBS is looking for. And right now, the pressure is just on.
Oh, this time, Chompers intercepts the approach.
Nice DI. Barely tapping it.
Yeah, the tip of the toe over the ice. And I mean, that evens up the percent. That's going to kill, for sure.
They weren't ready for it.
Right? I mean, who is?
Apparently not SBS.
I mean, it's very rare I see that move, like, actually DI to the corner, you know? Like,
oh, yeah.
It's usually people flying right off the top of the screen.
The biggest thing, too, is that Chompers has been watching enough of the sets and cheering on for SBS that they know the side B is there, and they respect it with the dashbacks immediately.
I'm sure this is also just because of, like, who they are, too. Like, they're friends and stuff. Yeah. But he absolutely aware of, like, this is a matchup that we just can assume they've both played many times as a result of their local scene.
The one thing that I will say, though, is that Chompers does hold neutral stage very well over SBS, and a lot of situations right now are because our SBS is on the back burner fighting his way back. So, a little bit risky wanting that kill a bit too early right there. There we go, nice stack is coming in. But as I was saying, it was that SBS is on the back burner. A lot of this damage is coming because SBS is fighting back. It's not because SBS has neutral.
Oh, I see what you're saying, that it's like, these are buttons pressed more out of hits done as opposed to, like, clean hits landed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because right now they're fighting for neutral, but we see Chompers take it back every time. I'm curious, what do you think about this matchup in particular? Because I know... Go on.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that like, it's been actually such a long time since I've seen this matchup personally. I feel like the last time I saw it was, I think, Double Down? Okay. When it was Chompers versus Uda. And Chompers ended up winning that. It was still a really close set, but it just kind of... It feels like kind of a similar thing comes to mind as, like, Ori and Clairen in theory for me, right? Which is just that if Clairen whiffs along the ground and there's ice nearby, like, here comes Etalus just charging through, right? Which ties into why platform control is so important for Clairen with the lead, is to, like, avoid being put in those situations.
Completely.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So right there, what led to the parry was actually the holding of fair. Chompers Smart was just trying to land fair near them to see what the option selection was.
Yeah.
The wake up parry which was a panic, by the way, was what caused it. So when Chompers noticed it, they immediately recognized and said, I'm going to fast fall up strong, which was what was needed for it to connect right there.
Wow. That awareness, man. Just being ready to go with an entire, like, a change of plan just
immediately.
Off the cuff. Yeah.
And you have to think about it, too. These players have been playing all day. It's not like this is like like they're early in the day. No, these players have been 1 and 2 from games from Derived, games from other players like Elkies. So the fact that they still have enough brain power to move, to think like that, and even outplay opponents like that is something else.
It's the level of endurance that you really only get with experience, right? Like
exactly.
These players have both run the bracket marathon. Oh.
Ooh, nice use of down B, trying to get damage over anything else, but SBS giving them what they need. Nice parry.
Why didn't that do anything to Etalus?
What?
Parrying the ice.
If you parry a down B and the ice shatters,
yeah.
There's no damage to Etalus. Nothing happens to him. But if you do it to icicles, that's where it all happens.
I see.
So here, SBS would only be able to kill off the top, by the way, with up B, because either Chompers didn't press fair in time, or it tippered. Because any other variation of it, it does not matter the percent. Up B does not kill.
Right.
At a like game percent.
It's usually, I remember years ago SBS telling me that, like, if you're being hit by like up B by Clairen, like SDI into Clairen, like make it as unlikely as possible that the tipper is going to be the part that hits you.
Exactly, because you can survive no tipper. Nice set coming in. This armor's coming off right when it came to. So one thing too that I have noticed from like Chompers and Bullets that I don't see a lot of other LS using, and I used it earlier today. I know the crowd saw it. Was when I'm just gonna up B, let it get hit. I'm gonna roll away, or I'm gonna wave dash. So they were using it as an escape option rather than an actual just armor.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
The crowd apparently displeased with Chompers.
It's definitely Arizona specific.
and anti. Oh my God! Amazing ledge dash right there. Biggest issue right now for SBS is they have to find a way to close the stock, because that was like a 240.
Yeah, that was 239 after the hit. Yeah. But I mean, SBS is still in the lead.
The thing is, though, that SBS is at 100. So right there is also a big thing too, where Chompers wants to wait and see the action selection, because the thing is, even if they don't punish it right now, they get to see how SBS is going to react later. So they already have an idea.
Yeah. Like, it's data collection, essentially. Yeah.
Even if Chompers lost this game, Chompers did collect precious data on where they were going to do, whether there's selection. It was during high-stress situations. They have an idea now. We might see it later on, actually, where they're going to punish it later.
It's, I absolutely believe Chompers is the sort of player to keep track of those things, especially having seen him play like other players, like early waves of like pools and stuff, and in other events. Like, the way the sets become like just incredibly lopsided by the time game 3 rolls around, because it's just like, oh yeah, this is where you seem to always think pairing is a good idea, so die here every stop, every time.
One thing about this stage is perfect what I was talking about earlier, where Clairen just wants to... I'm gonna wait real quick. Okay, where Clairen just wants to platform camp.
Yeah, I mean, that's, especially we've seen Steven as a player recognize the power of platforms, right? And absolutely unafraid to leverage it. And in a matchup where you don't want to run out the Etalus if you don't have to, like, I can totally understand.
Nice use of wave dash. The big thing here, though, is that this is actually Chompers' counter pick. So Chompers could be very confident here. Chompers could be very comfortable. Another thing, too, is that the stage is wide enough and the plats on top don't interfere with combos enough to where Chompers can punish hard as they like and still have an option to land. So there's a lot of selection going on here when it comes to the stage.
That's gonna kill, yeah.
No fair. Fair would have saved him.
Is there always enough time to get a fair between like those first, or like before
not between,
the up B
but you have to preemptively choose it. If you preemptively choose fair, it doesn't matter if they get hit by the beginning or the middle or whatever. As long as there's no tipper, you do not get carried up. You just fall through. That which would have given back backstage.
Yeah, that would have actually been super huge for him. Now being like tossed around on this platform, potentially dying again off the top.
SBS right now not really wanting to use up B again in that situation because it's a lot more risky for them, and the percentage was not high enough, rather, for where they would be comfortable carrying.
That's true, yeah. And SBS...
He doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
SBS already knows what they have to do. And look.
Yeah, just wait.
Oh, no. Sad SD coming in from Chompers.
Yeah.
But this counter pick was not it. A lot of it seeming as the way it is. All right, we game back on the board right now.
I am curious, like, I want to remember to ask Chompers later about his motivation for picking this stage, right? Because, like, I feel like he's got to know that this is how, like, Steven wants to approach it. Like, what's the hope to establish the lead first, and then Steven's not camping the platforms anymore?
Yeah.
What's to say?
Another amazing thing right now about these players, the way they've been playing tonight, is that while first game was Chompers by a good mile, SBS has been taking the last 2 games and running with them. Right now, already has another stock lead and has the ability to mess up because Chompers is already near 80. Correction, 85.
Oh my god, that was so close to the sweet hit.
And then these down Bs are not actually worth it when it comes trying to get closer to the land. Because essentially in that situation, what could go into Chompers' mind is, hey, I need to land fast, I need to land now. To try to get something going. But the amount of end lag on it is never worth it. And the side B there to finish that one up. SBS showing I've played this game for too long.
Yeah, SBS actually...
I know what's going to happen.
Air Armada is a bad stage, so it kills, is I believe what I just heard SBS say.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
But that also makes me think why Chompers would choke pick that stage again. It might be comfort more over anything else, but sadly the comfort did not come through.
Yeah. Was
not thinking about the matchup.
And especially just I'm thinking about how that last stock went.
Ooh,
like,
Julesville.
Because like I'm thinking about moments where like SBS threw a forward smash in like the correct direction, anticipating a roll, and was just like slightly off in the timing and stuff, and it just felt like SBS was like tapping into like all of the locals that these guys have played at each other. Just like, oh yeah, these are all the habits that you have active for today, right? Like I know what version of you I'm playing right now.
And another thing too is Chompers has down B syndrome, is what I like to call it, where they like to land with down B just to try to land faster in a panic. It's not something good because it's not even used as a mix-up. It's used to land, just to speed out. I get the air faster. They don't want to be juggled anymore. That's the reason why they do it. Oh,
we're just so interested in this game, right? That sometimes we're just left a little bit speechless.
Exactly. Another big thing too right now is that Julesville is a good pick for Chompers, but SBS also has been holding up amazing knowledge on this map for punish game, what to go for, how to play it, that it's a very scary place to be for Chompers. The plats may not be there as much as they like them to, but they do have enough. Oh, nice stack is coming in. It does give enough space for him to move.
Yeah. Right now, there's just enough evasion, too, to be able to get away from the invincibility on stock change.
Nice fair. Trying to go for the upper, actually trying to continue the combo off through and lead to a tech situation. Nice jab coming out. No fear, actually, for the Etalus. They're just like, oh, up air, I'm going to tech him, just jab. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, just, I mean, it reminds me of something that, like, I yell at friends in fighting games when they're just, like, running at me to, like, grab me. And it's just like, you haven't earned my respect yet. Like, I'm still willing to press buttons.
Exactly.
So, like, just let them know that, like, hey, I'm still alive. You can't run all over me.
And that's a big thing, too, we've been seeing all night with SBS, with Chompers, where they're just not respecting a lot of the approaches, and they're just like, I'm going to wait. I don't have to do anything. You don't scare me. I don't have to press a button. Sadly, the fallout right there was also just because of the fastball. The fastball led for the first 2 hits to hit, but the third one was never going to connect. It's too fast. Nice deck is coming in. Armor.
Oh my god. Yeah, just showing off a little there. No, not even like a big punish off the parry either, just knowing that because of Etalus's weight that it was going to be coming out next.
A big thing right now that when you see, ooh, nice side B, is that Chompers has to get SBS off stage right now to try to get something going. Because if he can't get SBS off stage, it's going to be terrible for him to try to hold neutral. And especially in that corner where jab covers so much, especially down tilt as well. Nice fair. Oh. A little bit too excited on the trigger. It might be like they thought it was going faster, or it could have been a misclick. Nice fair.
Oh, the tipper hit, just like you were.
Tipper.
Yep. Just a little too much hits, knockback rather.
The spacing was just perfect for SBS to hit it, that's why.
Oh, that's why, okay.
So the thing is, even if Chompers is holding fair through it, as long as there's a tipper hit in there, it will mess it up.
Interesting, okay. Still alive.
There's the armor.
Barely touch the wall.
That's it.
Yeah.
On to game 5.
I did overhear somebody say that, like, you know, these two go into game 5. It's just fitting.
It should be.
Apparently it is.
Arizona's holding on to the last string. Who's going to be the hero for Era?
Yeah. Oh man, like I'm just thinking about like driving all the way here, 9 hours. Right, in the same car, 9 hours back.
And you have to be going. The guy goes, "I got you out." You have the privilege. Here's the thing, because whoever wins this has even more pressure on them. They have Arizona on their back. This is not their home. This is Jiraiya's home.
They are the invader. But the thing that makes me laugh is I can picture the shit-eating grin that SBS is gonna have
if he wins.
Yeah,
he's going, "Hey, I won."
Just in that car right back.
It would be amazing. But as we have seen today, both of these guys are very fun. They're very vocal about how they feel about it, so it's an experience.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh! So, think about this stage as Etalus, from what I know is playing it. It sucks versus Clairen, mainly because those top plots are so hard to try dealing with, where icicles are not a smart option because they're easily parryable. But the thing is, she has to get the lead.
Right.
Without it, this stage becomes a very bad thing for her because Etalus also has movement around top plots as well. Trying to cheese that stock out.
Yeah, I mean, already not much, a lot of percent rather on SBS. Going to be able to find it back on. Air dodge used, and Chompers makes it back on stage before he gets punished for it.
Nice side B. Give me the pressure. Ooh, nice Dacus. Oh, this is actually bad.
I mean, rather the counter.
Yeah. They're both neck and neck, and no one wants to give it any ground here. They're just scrambling to take any form of advantage they can take. Oh, the tipper there, taking the first stock for the match.
And especially getting it right after the wall jump too, right? To make it so hard to be able to wall.
And as I was talking about earlier,
literally, you called it tricky.
You can't do anything about this. You have to overextend or try to get in a situation where you can mix. And it's very difficult, so you're just gonna constantly want to replace ice until you get somewhere where you want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hate on Chompers because I'll do the same thing in this matchup in the same.
No, I'm not. They're both doing what they need to be doing right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm aware that Chompers absolutely has the patience to play the long game if he has to. Like,
completely.
Especially because, like, you have to play against someone who's.
Oh no! Oh! SBS got a little bit too greedy, trying to go for the grab and missing.
We saw that, yeah. Chompers getting the spike afterwards, but the thing is, SBS still has a 100% lead. Can almost take another stock here too. Like, he's not technically under obligation to approach.
I'm pretty sure that neutral B was supposed to be a side B, trying to get ice on the left side.
Yeah, no, I 100% believe it, and that's going to cost Chompers the second stock. Because Chompers down to the last one.
They have to find a way in.
Yeah.
Nair is an amazing option, but the thing about Nair, it can be parried very well once it's not the initial hit. If it lingers, it's easier for people to parry it.
Right, because they're just like, you already know the hitbox is there on their way down.
And also another thing too, as SBS was just showing right now, is that the combo game from plat to mid-plat to floor is super good for Clairen when it comes to Eda, where you can just juggle it and carry it down. But right now is just SBS get the parry on icicles, resetting.
Using movement to just try to finally get a rise out of Chompers, and he gets it too.
Use Bear just to get coverage on the air to challenge any option.
Oh.
Chompers needs to find any form of ground right now and take this stock, because if they cannot lead to a stock right here, this would be a very terrible situation. Nice use of armor. Nice, they got the down strong. But now...
It's just like what you said, right? The moment Chompers landed that hit, did not let up for a moment, right?
And now SBS is going to do what he has to do.
So you got to do it. This is the difference between third and second place, maybe first place.
The biggest issue right now, though, is that... Oh, back up. There you go. You want to back up right when that armor gets back. The thing is, if Chompers goes for another dash attack up strong, and if it gets parried, or even if SBS gets hit, it's not worth the risk, because you lose your only source of survivability in this part of the matchup.
Right, right.
You're too high of a percent to start surviving any combos, and you only really even survive anything if it's off stage, barely with the up B.
I mean, I was just going to say, the fear here partly is also that if you get parried, too, you lose the armor that way.
Barely missing the side B right there.
Is playing
Nice set
so
is coming
aggro.
in.
Look at the speed of setting up that ice. Gets the armor on immediately.
Rolls through it again. Challenging, having no fear right now. SBS trying to find a kill. Throwing it out. Not enough.
Oh.
Chompers still going. Nice nair game coming in. Using the up tilt. Using the fair. Chompers in the best situation he can be. Oh no, he just let SBS land.
Chompers
SBS
waiting.
is holding
The tipper.
Chompers having any struggle. They have to slow down. They're slowing down. Like the game is not worth it right now. They're both at such a high percent. Almost gone. Oh, Etalus having challenge. That's gonna be
not
it.
a tipper up air.
Oh no, it's too high.
SBS finds the forward strong.
SBS taking it.
Screaming, let's go! And beats out Chompers. Incredibly close 5-game set.
We can guarantee one thing. Jiraiya's going to have a hard one because SBS is warmed up.
You know,
after a game like that, Chompers put in amazing work.
Tricky.
Nothing